This. Check this out. This. Okay. Testing. Out. Okay. Blocking. Okay. Testing. Out. Okay. What can I do? There's voice gate. Okay. There we go. That works. I think so. Oh, that seems to work. Okay. There we go. That works. I think so. Oh, that seems to work. Okay. There we go. That works. Okay. This should be working. So, take a look at. Okay. I believe here I'm gonna look at. Oh, I don't notice that. Okay. Well, that's today. Okay, yeah, I want to look at KR first. I'm actually curious in KR. Gonna be hopefully interesting. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so bring up the pen. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing here is that you have Zarya. Now, I'm not exactly sure why you have the Zarya, because like I feel like the only time where you can really justify in the current meta running like the Zarya in the brawl is if you have a Doom. Even then, it's a stretch. I think D.Va is better. Actually, consistently see the D.Va played. I can't even think of an instance where Zarya has really played in brawl in NA at least. I think in KR it has been specific situations, but still, APAC, it's not common, and I wouldn't recommend it because it's just not a safe play. Like, you see, they're running the Zarya, but they're also running Sombra Doom. Now, if you didn't know, D.Va is kind of a direct counter to both of these. Because D.Va can spy check better than Zarya can, by default, and also is able to kind of chase the Sombra, or at least check her, and D.Va can push Doom off of high grounds before he even gets there. So, and on top of that, when he engages, you know, you can boop him out of the way, you can make his life a pain. Sure, your bubbles can do that too, but it's a little harder, because once you use your bubbles, then he just engages, right? Like, they can wait for a bubble rotation, and then also, like, no, it's just not as good. D.Va can basically take down Doom whenever, while Zarya, it's much more, like, more dangerous. So I would not recommend Zarya at all here, just especially to start. Like, I see some teams like start D.Va and then switch Zarya. Never start Zarya. Really bad idea. Okay. So you're on defense here. Okay, their Sombra's gonna get set up behind. You start swinging. You're just playing this corner. It's fine. Look for a wall. You don't find it. And backing up. Not exactly sure why you're backing up here. You're not really under pressure. Your Reinhardt isn't, at least. Their Doom engages. At this point, the call, like, since they're walled off, call to kill the Doom. Just flush him. Like, against these Doom comps here, what you want to do is you just want to kill the Doom first and then go. Or at least force him out. Because their engage window is the second this Doom goes in. If you have them walled off right here, this is honestly, like, the best possible spot you could be in. And I think you still have bubbles. Yeah, that's iffy. What is your Reinhardt doing? Why? Why? Okay. No, 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 no. Don't charge that. Okay. So a common mistake, and I think some Reinhardts, like Thor, would probably argue with me on this, but please don't charge into a wall. Just swing. You're not charging into anything. Like, why are you charging? That's not good. Don't do that because you're making yourself useless, and now you're feeding. You're feeding really hard. So yeah, and then Elric, what you can do is if you're getting hacked, you can bubble. You can personal bubble to stop the hack, and also just play this back corner here. Like, don't stand out in the middle of point here. I know it's very nitpicky, but standing here compared to standing here is a big difference, and you really don't have to stand any further up. Maybe you can stand on the against the wall, but still, that would be just out of the Sombra's range. So keep that in mind. Brandon's feeding right now, and your Bap dies. Your Bap shouldn't die to that. That Doom really doesn't have much help at all. That's just bad. I'd say look back on this engage. How does this Doom go in? Okay. You flash it? You got DPS diffed. Yeah, you need to hit that flash. And then also, your Zarya isn't... Like, you're not even turning around. You should be turning around immediately to take care of this Doom, like you're focused on this Sombra who hacked you. Even though you got hacked, so you can't use your bubbles, still turn around and shoot at the Doom. Just need to kill him. Right now, there's nothing else that's really risking you. I mean, your main tank is feeding at this point. Don't even worry about your main tank. Your main tank shouldn't be alive right now. But you killed the Doom. That's good. And now, their Lucio's dead as well. Okay. So, they're pushing back into you. First mistake. You're kiting this way. Bad. Wall. Stay against the wall. Because what corner are you backing into right now? What are you gonna play? Like, the best you can do is play car or back up the hallway and be shoved into this room here, and that's really bad. So you're exposing the rest of your team is actually playing the corner, and like you have to remember, this shield here is a mobile corner, but you also want to be stuck to a corner, so that way your shield kind of acts like, you know, it rotates up here, back, like around here. You always want to be stuck against a wall, though. Don't rotate back like this, or you're going to keep backing up this way. You start to realize, and you're making like a big arc. This, still bad, because they can walk on you. You're in open space now, completely open space. Play this corner. Stick yourself to the corner. Force your ass against the corner, because it will help you so much, and it will make this so much smoother. What's faster, this or this? It's this one. So use this one. Okay. Next up, big wall. Okay. Now you push back in on this. Synac, you need to call this straight away. Like maybe you're looking for a wall, you find the Rhine, push back in, swing immediately. Decent fire strike, that's okay, but just okay. I'd rather you just swing. Once again, you're like charging. I don't know how I feel about charging there. I guess you get him down. That's okay. But still, it's a risky move, and yeah, you kill yourself. Although, where's your BAP? Is your BAP dead? Ooh, yeah, definitely don't charge. Okay, you're going Moira. That's interesting as well. You're even kind of here. You're up, you are up. You don't really need to switch off. Back. And then you get hacked again. This Sombra is just sitting for free up here. This is why you play Diva. This is why you play Diva, because your Diva can check this. Or your Lucio. Your Lucio can be checking this high ground as well, but it's actually kind of dangerous for your Lucio. So it's really up to your Diva, but your Diva doesn't exist. That's a big problem, right? You have no control over any of the neutral grounds that lie up here on the high ground, right? So, like, you're looking at the neutral grounds here. Up here can be considered neutral. Up here can be considered a neutral ground. and then like you've got the statue back here. But really, you have no control over these zones, and that's really bad because now like this Sombra is having the time of their life. They're free. It's not that this Sombra is good. This Sombra, there's nothing that really is to get in her way. Like, she's just doing her own thing. Okay, personal bubble up, back up, that's fine. We're on Moira. I still think you don't switch. Especially because now you're running a very conflicting composition, right? Because if you want to play really, really fast, like if you're playing the Moira Lucio with a Brawl, it works, but you want to run like, instead of the Kree, I'd say you get a Reaper now. And because the Kree wants to play a little bit slower, now he can play at his range, right? You can take advantage of that, and then you play for a while, and you go fast on that. Play like a Doom with this as well, like a Doom Mei, that even works. Zarya is not good at playing fast. That's why I don't like her with Doom, because Doom likes to, like, you can engage fast off of it with like a Moira Lucio, and you have your D.Va going as well. D.Va is amazing at playing fast as well as playing slow, at least in Brawl. Brawl, like, Zarya actually has to play slow because you want to charge her up first, right? And D.Va can play, like, just that much faster with her DM, so I don't know. Your Zarya and your Moira kind of want to do different things because you have limited resources at this point when it comes. Okay. Reinhardt's coming back. They're pushing in. Okay. You're all playing in like this open area here. Hug the corner. I want you to hug it. I want you to play in the back here. Because like you're exposing yourself a lot. Where their Zarya is playing here is actually a mistake. Again, like this is super common at this level to just walk out into the road. Don't. Stay. A good rule of thumb, like back here, stay on the sidewalk. Stay back there. Right? Okay. Here. Personal. Do you have personal? Yes, you do. Personal now. Ooh. Reaction times. You're gonna get stunned, that's fine. Get the Doom first. Play back. Right? Like Synak, you're playing way too aggressive here. Play on the corner. Hug the corner. All of you should be playing defensively until you get Reinhardt back. Right? Like here, yeah, this is a bit of a feed play. You don't need to contest. Give ticks. If you need to give ticks, I'd rather you live. You don't need to be contesting point here. You're just gonna die. Okay. Zarya, you're hacked right now. You shouldn't be standing too far out here. I'd say you retreat into hotel. And free, or you're inspirational. You're playing out a lot. Still, just a lot of open space. Okay. Now you're walking, you're playing fast. This is fine because of the comp you're playing, but you don't really have much to go off of here, so you kind of you're just playing the trade, I guess. That's a good bubble. Now you back out with that because you have to. Right? Like, you don't have it's not like DM. This is why D.Va is better for playing faster like this. Your bubble's limited, and once you go through your first bubble in your cycle, you get another one. You got hacked again. And you had personal again. And your Reinhardt's backing up again. You're not... Yeah, you need to be stacking on your Reinhardt, or playing in a position like a corner, like in hotel or back in this corner, so that you don't get hacked. Because you're just standing in open space like the Sombra. Once again, like you're making it easy for her. Yeah, you're dead. Okay. And now they push back into you with their bubble. No, don't do this. I don't see a reason in doing this. I guess you can try and kill the Reinhardt here. This is a really iffy play. It's a really dangerous play. Especially because they have Doom. Bam. Yeah, you kill the Reinhardt. That's a greedy play. It can work though. It's not totally awful, but I think you get yourself killed using it. Not correct. Oop, you barely live. Okay. You're dead. At this point, make the call to die. You want to, like, just die as fast as possible, because if you get staggered here, it's really bad. At this point, it's particular, yeah. You're not going to get the spawns. So some of you are getting bad, some of you are getting good. Just back. S key. Yep. Don't stand there. Don't stand there. Okay. So some teams, they're going to keep pushing you. Back the whole way up with your team. You're not going in with them anyways. There's no reason to stand here. And this is a nitpick once again. They're not even here. I know. But if they are, I want you to keep pressing the S key. Because also, they have a Sombra. They can hack you and catch you out. Like, they should be pushed up more. Because they have to try and gain map control and force you to take space. Better teams will do that. I want you to be pressing the S key till you reach your Lucio. Because everyone's going to be playing around your Lucio anyways in this comp. There's no like, I know you're kind of trying to poke here. If you're within poke range, it's like they just speed on you, you die. Like, that, so there's no reason to stay here to poke. Just back. Okay. Sombra's going into room. Yep, she's just gonna hide. Again, you're just... I need you to default to standing. I know it's not even in the middle of a fight. Hug the wall. I know. There's nobody here. Hug the wall. Don't stand and open. Okay. You have your team back. This is a good stack. Wait, oh, Lucio, you need to make sure you're picking up your Mei. Make sure you're taxiing Lucio. Oh, okay. Yeah, just that's an awareness thing, and people really shouldn't have to ask for taxi. That's bad. Like, whenever your team's regrouping like that, you should be coming with the last person driving, right? So, make sure you're getting those taxis down. You'll save time. Right now, a D.Va could be spy checking or something like that. You're unsorry. Nice, deflect the Doom. Kill him. Nice, you forced the bubbles. Now that he is forced out, right? You have the advantage, and you still have your resources, right? You have a beat. You push into them fast at the beat. Remember, with your Moira, you have to play fast. You go. I would beat right now, push right into them. They're Reinhardt standing in open space, already through the corner, right? You walk. Yep. Okay. Yeah. She just walked right behind you. Yeah, that was a solid play by them. And you need to recognize they have EMP as well. Hide. And another thing, Lucio, you can spy check. Keep that in mind. So you can check areas like this. Back here. And clear this. Like, once again, like, you can kind of do what a D.Va does. Not as good. But yeah, they just absolutely rolled you there. In a neutral, though, what I was talking about with, like, once they use their Doom CDs and they're out, you push into them, right? Especially with your comp, you basically have to int. Like, that's your win condition. Forcing out their Doom and then inting. Okay. And, like, you might have switched Moira for contest. Still not sure why you switched. Be switching back to BAP by now. If you switch to contest, just get off of it. Even if you have, like, ults sometimes, it's... Immortality is sometimes just better than a... Ult is pretty good in Brawl, so I'd keep it. Okay, so you're gonna bubble your Lucio's beating. That's... Are they beating? No, okay. That's a good Mei ult, though. They don't have a D.Va, so they can't really eat it. You can push in. Hold up. So your plan here is the Mei ult. Yeah, that bubble's fine. You pop your Mei ult. That's big. Switch to speed. Switch to speed right now. You have Cole. You don't need to heal. See. I think, yep. Yeah, this entire time you're on heal, you need to be on speed. Don't worry about healing your team at this point. Yeah. They re-engage. Now you need to kite back. Your Doom's kind of... No. Stop charging. Stop charging. That, what? No. Okay. If you ever see a window go up, like, I don't care. I don't care what it is. Any window, right? Any situation, like, you're just gonna get, you're free. You're absolutely free as a Reinhardt. Do not charge that ever. Just hide behind cart, play slow, just LOS it, right? You have a grav too. You just fed. Okay. Yeah, you kill the Doom. Now you can kind of W. Your Lucio's dead, but... Oh, yeah, you have to kind of back up. Zarya, do you have your personal? No, you don't. Yeah, this is... And you need to be backing up then. And at this point, that's a good wall. But at this point, you're already getting rolled. Yeah, your Zarya's gonna die. Try and contest. Okay. Oh, you contest that. What the hell? Okay. This. So you may... There. Your Lucio's next touch. You're both touching. Okay. You have beat here. Yep, use beat for this. Good beat. At this point, you just need to anchor cart. Yep. Good shatter. Just swing, just swing. Deflect the Doom, 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 Doom. Doom is public enemy #1 now. Just swing, just swing. There's nothing they can do. Yeah. Okay. Stop! Stop! Stop it! You're hurting me. Internally. Why? Okay. If you're gonna charge anything, it's a super short range charge. An example of a good charge. You're here. The enemy Ryan's here. You charge a few meters. Bam. Kill. Like, lasts a second. This is like the best example of the absolute worst charge you could possibly do here. You get hacked. You go and you get the damage, but you just fed. Like, really hard. Yeah, you're dead. That's a good grav. Although, again, this BAP should be out. You don't have any control over the high ground though. And it's really up to your Lucio to do this now. Like, your Lucio has to control this space here. And it's just up to your Lucio. And that's another thing, like Lucio, I want you on the high grounds a little more. I want you to control these neutral spaces here that really define a fight. This BAP right now is under no pressure. He should be under pressure. So I want you to put him under pressure. You might have not seen him. But in general, I want you to hover up here if you can. If you can control this. Your D.Va should be clearing this with you as well. But you don't have a D.Va, which is not great. But in general, yeah. So they grab as well. Yeah. Okay. So what do they have for next fight? They have an EMP, a BAP window, and a shatter. So they're probably going to try and EMP shatter you like they did last time. You should recognize this and maybe play in the room. Something like that. Or you should have a plan. Maybe force out the Sombra, or at least expect her, right? And try and locate her. Again, okay. Talk about, again, D.Va simping. This Doom is getting set up here. D.Va can flush him, right? Sombra can, like, get set up here for an EMP, get set up here. These neutral grounds, this one, and even this one, are all, well, I guess that's not really a neutral ground up here, but this one and this one, in particular, you have no control over, right? And against their comp, they want to control those, right? Their DPS. So, like, even, I'd say a temporary fix would be to run Reaper over Kree in this exact comp, in this exact scenario, but you shouldn't be running Zarya in the first place. So, yeah, you wall. See how you... Okay, first of all, be very, very careful here. Here, we're looking at this. Okay. Yeah, so you should be expecting EMP here and expecting Shatter. Most likely Shatter. I mean, sometimes it's crack. Hard play this corner. All of you should be stuck to this corner, right? Like, Synack, you can kind of go out a little bit looking for this wall. And once you see this wall, you need to int, right? The rest of your team aren't really in position to int. You need to call this, right? You need to be calling when you've stacked on your Ryan, because if you're still coming back from spawn like this, you can't follow up on Synack's walls. This is not a good wall solely because your team isn't there to follow up on it. Yeah, and then they just walk out, EMP. And you're just dead. Yep. That is difficult to play against. If you want to know how to play against it, it's really just to try and kill the Sombra, or maybe hide your Moira. I'd say hide your Moira, but even then, like, you have to try and avoid the Shatter. And in that case, I'd say just try to play this room here, or to play around it, right? So that you can hop into it, or have your, just overall try and hide in an area. And that's probably the best way you can do it. To avoid the Shatter at least. Oh, my bad. Okay. So they have BAP window now. They're going to try and window you as you contest. You have a lot of resources, right? You've been holding coal for a while. How long have you had it? You haven't had it. Had it since, like, the first fight on this. Okay. So they window, yep. And you Heinun. Does your Zarya bubble you? No. Okay, first thing. If you're gonna Heinun, right? Try and call for your Zarya to bubble you. And if you're Zarya, track your Kree's Heinun. And, so that you know, like, and you ask him, do you want bubble or something for Heinun? Like, I can bubble you. You should be bubbling your Kree because he's gonna get hacked here. And then you pull as well. You do get the BAP in time, though. You Cole. How you're playing here is okay. Please don't charge. Please don't tell me you're charging. Oh no, you're shattering. That's maybe a little overkill, though. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Okay. Yep, just kill their Doom. This Sombra can survive. You can't spy check her with what you have. She's gonna try and C9 you. Nice force. And Kree, if you can, in dead time, where you're not shooting anything, and same with Lucio, you can try and hit areas where you think she might be hiding in order to try and force her out, right? And that's just constantly doing something. Like, if you're just sitting around, which is sometimes happens in between fights, just dead time, shoot at something. Shoot at a doorway. Shoot through somewhere, because you have to remember, when you're thinking about Sombra, right, and spy checking, you want to try and shoot the areas she has to go through, right? Or search for her translocator, right? So searching Mega, searching Minis. She usually maybe goes around here or through here, so you can fire some shots into there. Just even though you have a low chance of hitting her, there's always the chance of hitting her. And it gets more advanced later on. Okay, you missed the wall. That's unfortunate. Now you have to play back. You have to play second. Ryan's hacked too. Play until you, like, waiting for your next wall. Okay. And again, you see this? They have total control over the high grounds on this map. All you need to fix this, your Lucio can try, once again, to try and check this, right? I don't think a Lucio does much here, though. You need a D.Va. They grab you. That's a good Blizzard, once again. Like, the Blizzards have been really good. They beat to answer, I think, or no, we beat. Okay, that's fine if we're trying to keep ourselves alive. We need to win fast here. Keep Elric alive. Stop! Stop! Don't do this! Unbind your shift key. No joke. Unbind your shift key. No more. Don't do that. Only charge in short distances. Right now, you are separating yourself from your team. You might kill this Lucio. But also, they might kill you. Well, they probably will. And on top of that, your team has no help and they're about to get their asses on the ground. Yup, there you go. You don't even go for the... Okay, if you're going to charge, at least go for the sure kill. Yep, okay. At this point, you just need to try and stabilize. Your Moira's split. Okay. You're in a pretty good position here. You do kill the Zarya, but you're feeding. So, you know, not worth it. And you nearly get your entire core killed. In fact, you basically do. You kill your Moira. And now you've put your team into a bad position. Okay. And then, yeah, Lucio, you can try and touch. Here, your D.Va touches first. Or you can just kind of chill for a second, try and get kills. Oh, you're in a bad position. I'd say, don't. If somebody's already sitting cart, like Kree, you can hide for a second. Until you're unhacked. Like, you can chill. I know D.Va's basically guaranteed to die. Don't worry about your D.Va. Just one after the next when you're contesting like this, right? Take it one at a time. That's the only way you can do it. Each person calls who's going to contest next. Do it like that. And then when you're in a situation where there's several people fighting in a contest situation, for example, Reinhardt here can say, I'm anchoring cart, which allows Moira to go other places and hide or play slow, right, and not die, while your Reinhardt just sits cart, because if you make an anchor call, it means you're basically just making sure this doesn't move. So that's kind of how you treat these contest situations. And here, your Moira uses Fade. Interesting Fade. Your Doom gets hacked. Your contest picks are okay. Reinhardt, you don't have Shatter. You're probably not going to get it. Just switch ball. Okay. So, look at round 2. Run. Okay, you're on D.Va now, I think. What are you running? You're running 6-man. Okay. 6-man on this map is okay. And I'd say my only problem with it is that it isn't as good at controlling these upper neutral grounds. Like here, the same ones that you were kind of getting shit on earlier. It just isn't as good, although it is better than this. It's actually pretty good. I'll say this. It's just, the only problem is if you want to go high, your Moira can't follow you. Which is why when my team runs it, and we run like a Sombra Doom, Lucio, Ana, so that way the Ana can kind of shoot up. The Ana doesn't, like, you know, it's not like a Moira I have to follow. It plays a little slower, plays more like double bubble, but, you know. 6-man is perfectly fine here if you want to run it. I have no complaints. I think it's just as good as normal brawl. You just need, it's really up to how talented you are. Whichever one you're better at is probably good. So here. Back a little bit. This is an awareness thing. They're set up in pretty obvious locations here and here. You need to scout that. Your D.Va needs to be aware. Especially your D.Va. And your Lucio. Those are the two, again, that should be checking to see if these areas are under control. Yeah, that's just... This is pretty damn good, actually, for a gold team, plat team, or whatever. I don't know what scrim this is, but these guys are not bad. Okay. Get your mech back. Okay, so an important thing with this comp in particular, a little bit nitpicky. Try not to poke as much. Especially D.Va, because you take the most damage. Don't poke as much, mainly because your Moira is using her her piss in between fights, and she won't have it for the actual fight. So you're gonna annoy your Moira a little bit. Okay, your monkey's coming back. Why are you going? If this were a different comp, it might be a different story, but you shouldn't be pushing if your monkey isn't there in 6-man. You need to all be together. You're a brawl, right? You can't play split because you just die instantly. In fact, they can play more split than you will ever be able to. What I'd say is the best way to go about this, because they're not really holding you too close. Where is their Reinhardt right now? Up. Yeah, the Reinhardt's actually coming back from spawn. They're down right now. If you're having trouble like flushing people who are up here, you can just push this. A 6-man and force this Doom off. But this is okay now that I see they're down, so you're kind of even. It's just a dangerous move. Okay. Sombra's out. That's fine. Now you need to walk together. You need to stack on your monkey. Where are you going? What are you gonna do here? If you jump directly into them from here, you're feeding. Because like when you're closing distance in 6-man, you don't want to close the distance through a jump like this. And the reason for that is because your Moira has to fade to follow. And on top of that, it puts you in general risk. And then you don't have any CDs to get out. What you want to do, play with your team here. Stack on them. Stack on this corner. And walk. Use your legs. You don't need to be a leapfrog. And once you reach them, then when you see an opportunity, one of them gets low, or you just want to get jump pack damage off, you can like jump straight up and just bam right back down onto them. Or, you know, like that. But how you approach this, stack on your team, and you brawl with them directly, right? So your D.Va DMs you, walk. That's how you get across this. You don't bubble while you're walking. DM first. Once you're at a DM, bubble. You fight from there. Or once you're at a DM, you can like jump up and try and split them with a bubble. A little more advanced, but same idea. Like you want to walk first. Now you're just walking in open space. You're walking like in the worst place you probably could. Hug the wall. Walk like this. Same idea as defense on attack. Right? Where it gets caught. Sombra's just free over here. Lucio, I want you to mark this Sombra a little more. Especially in these situations. Let's turn around. But they're pushing into you now. Not even much your D.Va can really do about this. That was a good force off of high ground initially, though. Okay. So this next fight, they have their EMP. Batter as well. Careful. How I'd approach this fight? Run it up here, right? It's more difficult for them to EMP you and shatter you up here. It forces their Reinhardt into a weird position, right? You want to be on top of this guy, right? You don't want to make yourself level with him. Okay. How do you approach? Okay, D.Va, nitpick. Whenever you're not doing anything, dead time, said before, shoot somewhere. Again, try and shoot somewhere, across somewhere where she has to pass. For example, if you expect her to pass this line of sight here, where you're looking right now, you can just shoot. Just shoot it. And then she can't cross. Like, it's basically just like, she has to play Crossy Road with a bunch of mini pellets. Like, what the hell is she gonna do? She can't cross. So, you can do that, but here, you need to all walk together, stack on your monkey, nice. Sombra's splitting a little bit. Maybe you're trying to find the Doom. Oh. That's just unfortunate. Okay. And this is why you don't want to play level ground. Reinhardt. You're gonna need to block that with bubble though. Yeah. You almost got it. Yeah, you're just getting rolled though. This is why I think 6-man on this map is hard, because like how you want to play against a brawl if you're playing Monkey D.Va is you want to play on top of them more so. You want to play for your control of these high grounds, but Moira's bad at that, right? That's why I think brawl is better than like 6-man in most scenarios, unless you play it exactly right. And even then, I think like the Glad's comp, Ana, Lucio, Sombra Doom, Monkey D.Va just works better because it allows you to control high grounds better, and it becomes your win condition. And against Reinhardt, like Reinhardt's like, what the hell do I do? They're all on top of me. A rotation you can make here, pretty safe one. You can make the rotation up and around, like that. Make up the side like that. Like what you can do, you can play statue, force them back, and then make the rotation. There's a lot you can do. So here you have Cole and EMP. I'd say just EMP and then Cole into that. That's fine if you want Cole first. Yeah, you just get hacked. Okay. This Sombra is consistently doing this. Your Lucio and your D.Va kind of need to catch on to that. Doom is in the back now. They're gonna EMP, grab. That was a great beat. Hey, you pop primal. Alright. Next fight, you have EMP Blossom to work with. I wouldn't recommend EMP bombing because that makes their Doom free for a second, and that's too dangerous for you. Their Doom's up here. You can flush them. Nice. Yeah. Make this rotation. Keep going. You can keep going. Okay. Yeah. Don't be afraid to just walk this way. Seems like you guys really aren't like recognizing this rotation. You can make it, and your Monkey, you give yourself the automatic advantage over this guy. Great EMP. Nice. EMP Blossom. Exactly. Oh, you need to play 6-man into that, right? You play for your ults. Okay. It's good. From there, you kill this Doom. Nice. D.Va goes up. Now you have control of this high ground. Nice. Okay.
30 seconds remaining. Objective lost. The payload.
Okay, so they're gonna charge this. See, they're feeding now. The charge. This is easy kill for you. That's unfortunate. Yeah, you used it. Okay. Now you have to back out. Okay. How do you path this? So this is where you're kind of forced on the ground level with the brawl. And what you can do, you have two options here. You can try and fight at main and play for your ultimates. Or you can just say, fuck it, go the whole way up and around. And you can either drop here, or you can go the whole way around, hit them from back here. Right? Those are your three options. Their Doom hits you from here. I think you have a D.Va right now? Yeah, you do. You need to be passively kind of controlling these high grounds a little more if you can. Same with Lucio. I know I keep saying it. Their Doom is just getting set up for free. And mainly against Doom, right? So you don't need to sit up there as much if they don't have anything to control it. Keep that in mind. Recognize what space is important on the map, and then control it. and sometimes that can be compositionally. In this case, high ground is extremely important to them, so deny it. That's, again, difficult, because with this comp, you want to be stacked, right? You don't want to be having some people kind of playing split on high ground, so that just, you're making it tough for yourselves by playing them. Because, essentially, you have to run on them and ignore their Doom and their Sombra. So it's, your win condition is running on this BAP. Okay, you can walk past that. You shouldn't be getting this split from your team, though. Like, you should recognize. But especially as the Lucio. That's a good jump. Nice bomb. Patches their personal as well as Lucio. Immortality. Okay, go in there. Zarya, that's fine. She doesn't have personal. That's absolutely excellent. Oh, finish her off. Okay. Now, at this point, I want D.Va and Lucio to clear this up here. Or, your Lucio can push card as well, but I'd say Moira can probably do that better here. That's just a very complicated. That's very dependent. Get your Moira up high. D.Va, just sit up here. Flush this guy immediately. Go up there. Help your Reaper. Lucio, same thing. Lucio is right now. I think he's back there. Yeah, right now, they have control over this entire neutral ground here. Like, none of this is under your control. This upper area. And that's really bad, because their win condition is that upper area to get their Doom set up, right? That was a good hack onto their Doom. But still, your D.Va isn't going up there. Your D.Va's just sitting down here right now. Be going up. Clearing that. Same with Lucio. Okay. Doom's gonna go for an engage now, a rollout. Yeah, he dies. Okay. Still, you can sit up here, D.Va. This is an off angle for you, right? This is actually valuable space. It's not even like flushing people. You can just sit up here and shoot them. That was solid. Great hide and beat. Okay. Yeah, you still have an EMP. This fight should be pretty much won. Great block. In here. Focus the Ryan. Focus the Lucio. Nice. Okay. Tap next. It was okay. I really think what killed you on your defense was just your high ground control. Now your D.Va still isn't doing, and your D.Va and Lucio aren't doing a great job, but still, you're doing well enough that they're not rolling you anymore, right? They don't have free control. Although this Sombra is really free right now. Like, nobody's marking the Sombra whatsoever. She's just kind of walking around. And yeah. Okay. So, D.Va, just passively sit up here. Honestly. Just sit up there. You can. There's no reason why you can't. And then you just control the space for free, right? Recognize what's valuable to them. This and this. This is how they get their Doom set up. If they don't have that, then they can't get their Doom set up, and also their BAP's up here too. So you can fly over and contest their BAP once you're up. Just sit up here. Start up here. If they have to use resources to push you off, because you don't need to defend this with your life, right? They can have, like, send their Doom and their D up and use a bunch of resources to force you off, and then you can just walk off, right? But still, they had to use resources. They had to use time to get you off, and that's time for your team to gain the advantage. Great EMP. Push in on speed. Nice Blossom. Did get hacked. It's fine. Good hack on the Ryan. At this point, just keep going. Yeah, the Doom. Care the Doom. Nice dodge. Zooms out. Yeah. Just play point, kill point. That's fine. Yes. Although be aware of him. Okay. Now you're really split. Not sure how this happened. This might be a comms issue. And this is where it becomes hard to tell what's going on in a VOD review, not like sitting in on scrims, which is what I usually like to do. It's easier to identify problems, get people by one, rather than trying to take in everything at once without comms with. But here you become very split, which is very bad for your. You did attempt to control the high grounds at least. Us.
60 seconds.
Okay. So this next fight is going to be a little tough for you, right? They have a beat, they have a shatter, and you only have a bomb. You can bomb engage here, but I wouldn't say it's the best play. I'd say it's safer just use your bomb for remech, especially because you don't have a follow-up ult, like a primal. See how you play this here. You can play slow for ults. You can maybe for your primal bomb. Okay. Almost hacked it, right? Evo. You should know by now, this guy is up here, right? You need to go up. You need to flush him. Same with Lucio. And then this BAP, still sitting up here. So is the Sombra's Translocator. There's so much... This entire match, gonna reiterate, they just sit up here. They sit up on high grounds. Whatever high grounds they can find, they sit up on it, because that's their comp. That's how it works. That's how they gain the advantage. And that's up to your D.Va and your Lucio to take care of. And even Reaper, you can teleport. Look, he's able to gauge out his engage. He's just chilling. He's not under any pressure. You almost hack him. You're just gonna get shattered. Okay.
30 seconds remaining.
You need to be flushing these high grounds before you hard push anything. You can't do anything without these being cleared. Unless you have ults and you just press QQ button, which you did, and that's not how you were fights. Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Their Doom's in. He's kind of feeding. Decent ball switch. Good EMP. Go on the, yep. And Doom. Decent bomb. Not great though. No. Wasn't thrown far enough. Nice hack! Okay. So Doom maybe. Look for the PD. Nice. Okay. Bap. You're still kind of split. Play point, kill point. Ball. Just focus point like your team. Nice. Blossom. Help your Reaper. Oh. I think there's some target focus issues here. Once again, kind of hard to tell. Oh. Unlucky. Honestly, that's just unfortunate. So I'm not gonna go over another map because it's getting late for me. But what I kind of saw from that map, at least, was that you were struggling a lot with controlling high grounds, right? I don't think Rush is great for it, like because you play so fast that sometimes it's like easy to ignore it. Like you're almost like kind of you want to ignore it sometimes. I'd say stick with your Brawl and get off of Zarya, please. It's not going to do anything for you. I don't know why you're on it in the first place. It's just not good. Play D.Va, and then as D.Va, focus on controlling those high grounds. They act as off angles for you, and especially against a Doom, expect Dooms to engage from those neutral ground engagement, like those zones, right, that I showed. Go up there and flush him before he can even engage. That's the best way you can counter a Doom. With the Sombra, there is Lucio, mark the Sombra more, right? Focus on that. Same with D.Va. Try and mark the Sombra. You kind of saw where she was playing. Odd. She was very free. Just in dead like space, dead time, just shoot somewhere random. Don't just not shoot at all. Shoot somewhere random. Try and shoot in a lane, in a line where you think Sombro needs to cross or would want to cross. Get to where to be. I'm playing against Reinhardt. Just control high grounds. Honestly, yeah, if you're playing like a monkey comp at any point. I'm trying to think. I think that's about everything. The DPS played pretty well. May be a little bit more aware of when you're walling and if your team's ready to engage off of it. Lucio, make sure you're on speed and you're engaging and when you have the advantage, especially when you're culling, something like that, where it's like there's no chance you're dying. Common mistake. It's tough to get Lucio down with like healing or speed. I'd say you're probably on healing a little more. Maybe be on speed a little, especially in the engagement zones with like how fast you need to play. Lucio. And then Reinhardt, stop charging. Stop. Don't ever. Like, one of your charges was somewhat acceptable. That was it. And even then, it was a risky play. It was greedy. Your charges in general have been pretty bad. Everyone, this is just for everyone, hug the wall. Hug the wall, please. Do not play in that open space. Do not kite into open space. Do not make a bigger curve than you have to going around corners. Stick your ass to the corner, right? It's the safest thing you can do. Especially with Reinhardt. If you're backing up the next corner and your shield is not up against that corner, then you're doing it wrong. Right? So that's just something to keep in mind. I think that's all the massive points I had. I probably missed some stuff, but either way, I think I talked about everything I want to talk about. I'm on my janky setup right now, so that's why the beginning of the stream was a little scuffed. But hopefully this is helpful. If anybody has any questions, just let me know in Discord. Meaning right now, I'm working on a bunch of stuff. So I'm doing my best to try and get some stuff out. I know I wanted the VOD review 2 maps, so I can probably get Jib out, or maybe even a newer scrim at some point. For now, I think this probably help you against Doom, and maybe with understanding King's Row in general, especially those high grounds. Like, you might not realize how important it is. It's not, King's Row isn't all running down main. There's high grounds on control. It does depend on the comp you're playing. Sometimes, like if you're running against a standard brawl, where they're just not sitting up high ground at all, like your diva can still go up there and kind of take an off angle, but it's not as important, right? So all that recognition, right? Yep. That's everything I got.